How to choose your first-person pronoun. Japanese has many first-person pronouns like watashi, atashi, uchi, boku, ore, and many others. People use different pronouns based on their personality and their experiences. Native speakers have their own history in choosing their pronouns, and we also struggle choosing which one should we use. Let me share with you my own journey of choosing pronouns. When I was small, I used boku to refer to myself. Boku was the most common first-person pronoun for boys, especially little boys. If you refer to yourself boku, you give off this vibe of you're a well-educated good boy, with a nuance of you're a little bit naive and gullible. And I was a naive little kid, so I was using boku to call myself. But when I grew older, I started noticing other older kids are using ore. Ore wa. I was mesmerized. Oh man, they're so cool. They're older, they're bigger, and they're using ore. Oh man, I wish I could be a man who can call myself ore someday. And before long, I found myself calling ore, obviously. Ore has the manliness, the toxic masculinity, the tone of confidence or arrogance that stupid boy like myself would look up to. But the downside of using ore is that it sounds like you're uncultured stupid boy. That's why most men use the pronoun. And when I entered junior high school, I had to learn different pronouns for polite speech. Ore is for casual speech, but when speaking to elders or seniors, you need to learn to speak in polite form. So I had to choose a polite pronoun. Watakushi, watashi, boku, or jibun. To me, watakushi is just too formal, too polite. Watashi is a bit boring, so it's either boku or jibun. At that time, I chose jibun because that was the common pronoun used in the baseball club I belonged to. Japanese sport club often has the military-like hierarchical order where you need to speak humbly and expected to suppress your personality. And jibun is the pronoun for those suppressed individuals. When you refer to yourself jibun, it sounds like you're nothing but a cog, just a replaceable part of the machine. 山田さんはお酒飲むんですか？いえ、自分は飲みません。あ、そうなんですか。ねえ、この前のお見合いどうだった？山田さんって人と会ったんでしょ？なんか体育会系って感じで、私と合わなかったかな。自分のことを自分って呼んでたし、昔スポーツやってたのか、自衛隊にでも行ってたのか、なんか硬い感じで私には合わなかった。あ、そうなんだ。いるよね。自分のこと自分って呼ぶ人。あと他に昔不良だった人とか、暴走族だった人とか、上下関係が厳しいところで生き抜いてきた人って結構そういう呼び方する人多いよね。When I went to the university, I found that educated people like professors, they used boku more often than ore. At that time, ore started to sound too unsophisticated or childish. So I thought maybe I should start using boku instead of ore in casual speech. So when someone asked me, 今日飲みに行かない? I thought of replying to him, いや、僕今日はいいわ。But to me, 僕今日はいいわ。僕? That Kaname uses 僕? 僕. Nah, I'm not that type of the person. I'm just too uncultured for boku. So I decided to stick to ore for my casual speech. But after start working in a company, I started using boku for my polite speech. But there's one thing you should note. There are two kinds of boku. One is boku with the accent on bo. The other one is boku, flat. Boku with the accent on bo is the naive goody-goody boku. But if you say boku, it sounds a bit mature. Something that mature grown-up men would use. So after that, until now, I use boku for my polite speech pronoun. So that was my journey of pronoun searching. And girls have different journeys. Many girls, when they were little, they just used their name to refer to themselves because it sounds cute. It's like for me to say, かなめお腹すいた。ああ、かなめちょっとビールでも飲みたいな。It's cute, right? But as they grow older, they start using pronouns like 私、私、うち. And oftentimes, pronouns they choose are influenced by people surrounding them. Like if someone has their お姉さん or お姉ちゃん, older sister, or someone older than them, who they look up to, who uses うち. Oh, because that girl I like uses うち, so I think I should use うち too. People are generally influenced by the people surrounding them. Here are the 3 common feminine pronouns. 私、私, or うち. Watashi is the most common one. It's the most modest pronoun that many girls ended up using when they became adults. In polite speech, watashi is gender neutral. Both men and women use it. But in casual speech, watashi gives off this feminine vibe. Even though, in some dialects, men also use watashi in casual speech, but in modern standard Japanese, watashi in casual speech carries feminine tone. So if you are a modest, gentle girl, you can just use watashi in both casual and polite speech. And if you're a bit assertive, you might consider using atashi or uchi. Atashi has a slightly rebellious or assertive tone, but it's still a very common first-person pronoun for girls or women. More common than uchi in standard Japanese. Uchi is less common, especially for grown-ups. When I was in school, I remember many girls using uchi. Uchi carries this vibe of friendliness, energetic, fun vibe. So when there's a girl calling uchi, sounds like this person must be a fun person. But as they grow older, most of them switch to watashi. And uchi gradually started sounding a bit quirky and childish. But in Kansai area, uchi is completely normal and widely used. Some girls use boku. Since boku is culturally viewed as a male pronoun, a girl using boku sounds a bit boyish. It's used by girls either because they want to express boy-like personality or because they want to push back against the traditional Japanese gender role. Girls who call themselves boku are called bokuko. And there's one thing you should note. People choose different pronouns depending on the situations. When someone is angry, they tend to use rough pronoun. When they're speaking politely, they tend to use humble one. ねえ、かなめこちゃんは出身どこなの？あ、私ですか？私は要町出身です。へえ、あんな田舎から来たんだ。あそこ何にもないよね。あ、だから東京に来たんだ。あ、いや、でもまあ私はそれでも要町が好きですけどね。え、なんであんなにど田舎なのに？すいません。私の地元をそんなに悪く言うのやめてもらえませんか？いや別に悪く言ってるわけじゃないよ。ただ本当のこと言ってるだけだよ。ど田舎だって。おいてめえ、これ以上あたいの地元をバカにしたらこの鉛筆でお前の鼻ぶっ刺すとこにやるわ。ごめん。今の冗談だよ。はい。私も冗談です。Some people may tell you which pronouns are appropriate or inappropriate. いや、社会人になってからもうちって使う女性はどうかと思いますけどね。 女性がさ、自分のこと僕っていうのはないよね。一人称で自分って使う人、なんか田舎臭くてダサいよね。After all, many Japanese people are afraid of standing out, so they ended up using the most standard pronouns in the end. But that doesn't mean you have to do the same. Japanese society do have this tendency of hammering down the nail that sticks out. But there are also people who aren't afraid of them, the kind of thick nails who don't give in so easily. You can also be that kind of a nail. なんだこの釘、全然入っていかないぞ。おい、お前そんなしょぼいハンマーで俺を撃てると思うのか？あ？もう一回やってみ。お前ダメだな。お前別のやつするとか別のやつ。People like that make this machine-like society a little more human and fun.